When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery so gazed on now will be a tattered weed of small worth held.
I know how it's going to continue. Then being asked where all thy beauty lies, where all the treasure of thy lusty days, to say within thine own deep sunken eyes were an all-eating shame and thriftless praise. Come on, you're not living in the thoughts. Don't give us a tune, give us the thoughts. When 40 fucking winters shall fuck your face up by digging deep trenches in that beautiful fucking face that you have right now, all that fucking youth and beauty that you have that everybody looks on right now is gonna look like an old fucking hag. It's just said much more beautifully. Here we go.
That's right. I agree.
Here we go. Put your arm down, please.
When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and
How many winters? How many?
40 when 40 winters.
Okay, Karlo, because we're trying to get specific, man. 40 winters. You could have just said, when winters shall besiege 40, right? We've got to hear what's important to hear so that we can follow the concrete thought, not anything vague at all. Here we go.
When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, will be a tattered weed of small worth held.
I know how it's going to continue.
Then being asked where all thy beauty lies,
where all the treasure of thy lusty days, there was no change. There's a thought that's being created. When 40 winters is the first thing. Shall besiege thy brow, that's the second thing. And dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, that's the third thing. Thy youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, that's the fourth thing, will be a tottered weed of small worth held. 5 different things right there. They're not the same thing. You can't say them the same way. Try it again.
Question, Robert.
Yes.
And I don't know if this is relevant or not, but is it important? I'm curious to know, is he talking to an audience or is he talking to someone specific? With that in mind, that will change your intention, correct?
it's someone specific, but it's hard to deliver because it's something that I'm not connected to because I feel like I'm not old enough to say things like this.
Yes,
I've never had to say it.
You are. You're old enough. Because we all know how 40 people look pre-aged, when they start looking bad. We see them. We see it. So, that's not the point. You understand this sonnet very well. It's the delivery of it to an audience that will make them understand clearly, concretely what you're saying. So I'm giving you hints. When 40 winters, breath, shall besiege thy brow, breath, move on, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, breath, thy youth's proud livery, breath, so gazed on now, breath, will be a tottered weed, breath, of small worth held. Take your time. Here we go.
When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, will be a tattered weed of small worth held.
Much better. Keep going.
Then being asked where all thy beauty lies,
Don't rush.
then being asked where all thy beauty lies, where are all the treasure of thy lusty days? To say within thine own deep sunken eyes, were an all-eating shame and thriftless praise.
Take a breath. Take a dramatic suspension after to say.
To say, within thine own deep sunken eyes, or in all-eating shame.
Take a breath after eyes. Do it again.
To say, within thine own deep sunken eyes, or in all-eating shame and thriftless praise. How much more praise deserve thy beauty's use? If thou couldst answer, this fair child of mine shall sum my count and make my old excuse, proving his beauty by succession thine. This were to be new made.
Do it again. Because I told you, no physical, that was the task, no physical gesture. And now you're even adding a second character. This is my... No need to do that, Karlo. No need to do that. Let's take it again from then being asked. Slow it down just like you did. Does it hurt you to slow it down?
It does, because it's...
It seems very hard for you to do, but you've got to force yourself to do it. So your ear starts getting in tune, and your ear will start rejecting, speeding up, speeding. Here we go. Then being asked.
Then, being asked where all thy beauty lies.
What? Say it again. I didn't understand you.
Then, being asked where all thy beauty lies.
Why not? Then being asked, breath, where all that, this is much simpler.
Then being asked where all thy beauty lies.
Take a real breath after asked.
Then being asked where all thy beauty lies, where all the treasure of thy lusty days.
Don't speed.
To say, within thine own deep sunken eyes, were in all eating shame and thriftless praise. Did I just say thrift?
It's okay. It's all right. That was much better. Keep going.
How much more praise deserve thy beauty's use?
How about a dramatic suspension after deserved?
How much more praise deserved thy beauty's use? If thou couldst answer, this fair child of mine shall sum my count and make my old excuse, proving his beauty by succession thine.
Okay, breath after beauty.
Proving his beauty
Proving
by
his,
succession thine.
proving his beauty by succession thine. That's the sense.
Proving his beauty by succession thine.
Good.
This were to be new made when thou art old.
This were to be what?
This were to be new made when thou art old. And see thy
When
blood.
thou art what?
When thou art old. And see thy blood warm. When thou feelst it cold.
Don't rush to when thou feelst it cold. Do a real dramatic suspension after blood warm. That was really good. Do the couplet again. This were to be.
This were to be new made when thou art old. And see thy blood warm. When thou feelst it cold.
Not bad. The couplet, not bad. Okay, so Karlo. You have to trust us when we say you're rushing. Don't think, oh well, it's just the way I did it today. I wasn't on. They've got to be wrong about that. I'll come in next time and I'll show them what I had in mind. And then you do the same thing over and over. So, trust that we are telling you you need to slow down. Keep the thoughts clear in your head and keep the dramatic suspension alive by using dramatic suspensions. I mean, you really have to force yourself to use them, Karlo. You'll go back home and say, hey, they're full of shit. Those people are full of shit. I know how this son. No. It's not as clear, it's not as deeply, it's not as great an event as when you, Karlo, relax and do it conversationally, not presentationally, not acting, but just tell us. Or tell that person. Or tell all of us as one. All of you motherfuckers. When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, all you bastards out there, and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, deep, right? So that you don't rush. Youth has nothing to do with it. Your youth has nothing to do with it. Bring it back, having worked on that, okay? Thank you, Karlo.